Iran and Israel was the latest update. Making headlines is the possible closure of the Strait of Hormuz, which is one of the world's important shipping routes. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio has called on China to prevent Iran from closing the strait, one of the world's most important shipping routes. His comments came after Iran's state-run press TV reported that Parliament had approved a plan to close the strait, but added that the final decision lies with the Supreme National Security Council. Any disruption to the supply of oil would have profound consequences for the economy. China, in particular, is the world's largest buyer of Iranian oil and has a close relationship with Tehran.
Among the world's most important oil checkpoints, the Strait of Hormuz is geostrategically important to the United States and beyond, as the strength of the global economy is heavily dependent on the flow of oil. The strait lies between Oman and Iran and links the Gulf to the north with the Gulf of Oman to the south and the Arabian Sea beyond. It is 33 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, with the shipping lane just 3 kilometers wide. About one-fifth of the world's total oil consumption passes through the strait. Between the start of 2022 and last month, approximately 17.8 million to 20.8 million barrels of crude, condensate and fuels flowed through the strait daily. Members of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, Saudi Arabia, Iran, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait and Iraq export most of their crude via the strait, mainly to Asia. What would happen if it was closed? Closing the strait has the advantage of being a means to impose a direct cost on Trump, as it would trigger an oil price spike with a near immediate inflationary effect in the US and across the globe. But it would also be an act of dramatic economic self-harm. Iranian oil uses the same gateway, and shutting Hormuz risk bringing Gulf Arab states, who have been highly critical of the Israeli attack, into the war to safeguard their own interests. In particular, closing the strait would significantly harm China. The world's second-largest economy buys almost 90% of Iran's oil exports, which are subject to international sanctions. India imports about 80% of its oil requirement, meaning that disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz will likely impact the price of oil that India purchases. The Strait of Hormuz is also a vital trade route for ships traveling to and from India. Petroleum Minister Hardeep Puri, however, was quick to downplay the impact on India. There are already reports that some supertankers have U-turned in the strategic waterway following the US strikes.